Dow comes to Hammond, America by way of San Antonio, where he spent the last 6 seasons leading Incarnate Word. With over a handful of experience in the Southland Conference, he believes it gave him a leg up when being considered for the job.
I know the competition. Obviously, I've scouted and coached against them the last 6 years, so know their personnel, know how they their coaching styles and that kind of thing. So I think it gives me a little bit of an advantage, going into conference play.
Watching him throughout this year, I can remember watching him and telling my commissioner, my job never come open. That's the guy I'm going after. He just does a great job, not just on the court, but with our mission statement: excellent classroom, community, competition.
And Dow leans on those 3 C's. Dow has been a women's basketball coach for 36 years, a career that he prides himself in. He boasts 344 wins as a head coach, including 12 20-win seasons and 8 NCAA tournament appearances during the totality of his career. In the classroom, his 2024-25 UIW team held a 3.0 GPA or higher. In the community, last season, the Cardinals served over 500 hours of community service, where each athlete averaged over 30 hours. But during his tenure, UIW performed over 2,200 hours in the community.
What I try to instill to our players, like this is bigger than us. Giving back to the community, I think, is huge. Sometimes along the way, you pick up some fans, in the process. And there are people out there that aren't as fortunate as we are, and we've got to do our part and volunteer and obviously try to get a good feeling or good vibe, about Southeastern Louisiana women's basketball in the process.
Knowing the conference landscape, Dow says he's excited to get to work in recruiting. He understands that he'd have to recruit from the ground up in essentially a new roster, but he's looking forward to the challenge of making his mark.
Clearly we have to quickly, make some inroads in Louisiana. That was obviously the lifeblood of Ayla's success here. UIW, we were largely Texas-based. We'll still recruit Texas, of course, but it's going to be critical, obviously, to put together a staff that they can make some inroads, like I said, from a recruiting perspective, and particularly in this part of the state.
And during Dow's press conference, he mentioned how Incarnate Word and Southeastern quietly have a rivalry. He reflected back to the conference tournament in 2022, where the Cardinals beat the Lions in overtime, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. He says previously playing against the Lions, they've always been a team that's always played hard. Richie?